So what is blockchain for those who may not know, just so people can get a grasp of what it is and, why it's this new and upcoming technology?
So all blockchain is, and I'll get into the practical application of it, is data, right? So what happens is so let me give you an example. If there's two parties involved that want to send, it can either be, a transaction or it can be data. What happens is from party A to party B, there's a certain transaction that happens. So they would say, I want to send $100 to party B. What then happens is that transaction gets broadcasted amongst what we call nodes in the network. And what nodes are is computers that are validating that that transaction is not fraudulent, that it's not it's not bad for the network. And once all them computers agree, then it gets stored as a block in the blockchain, and then party B receives their currency or their crypto or whatever. Now, it's not just that's a practical application. That's transactions, right? But you can use blockchain for many different things when it comes to storing of data, because once the block has sort of encrypted that data and stored it on the blockchain, you've now got a record of a transaction or of something that's happened. It could be, for example, supply chain management, right? So you may create a blockchain for the milk that came from the cow right the way through to when the consumers actually drink in the milk, right? So what you've got then is you've got a data storage records, should I say, or let's say like a roadmap of where it's come from, and you can validate each step of the process using the blockchain because it's encrypted, it's public data, and you can't tamper with that information. There are issues around around hacks and stuff that when things are not set up correctly or that the networks are too small. But ultimately, it's a lot more secure than, for example, a cloud database or whatever that may be. But we're going through that stage right now where I was listening to a talk earlier this week, and it's fantastic how he put it. But what happened was he was saying that what we are right now is we're in that building blocks phase. So we're building the train tracks for the train that's effectively going to leave the station right now. But what a lot of people are doing right now is focusing on building the shops, the hotels at the end of the train line that make some money, right? But right now we're in that infrastructure phase. So we're building traction, we're building technology, and effectively in the future, what's going to happen is once them tracks are laid, everyone's going to get on the train, and then people are going to make money at the other end with commerce and with the hotels or whatever they choose to sell at the other end, right? So right now it's that building phase where technology is developing.
So the way I sort of see crypto and blockchain and everything like that is, like you said, it's like a railway where the track hasn't yet been built properly. So there's all these
Yeah.
cities. Probably the best example is Australia. There's all these cities dotted across the country with very little to connect them in terms of on the land. Like, it's so hard to get between places, and I think with blockchain and all that sort of stuff, it's at the minute, it's very hard to get, one thing to another, if that makes sense.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, that's I suppose physical. There are a lot of cool projects that are going on. I was involved in one actually, like the smart cities projects, so connecting cities together using technology, like things like Internet of Things, using blockchain to store and sort of distribute that data. So there's loads and loads of cool stuff going on, but in terms of like an analogy for where we are right now, it's an infrastructure game. Like whoever's building the best technology that's user friendly and allows people to use it easily is winning right now.
Now, if you enjoyed this clip, please make sure to check out the full-length episode on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, as well as checking out other clips and other episodes over on the YouTube channel and the Spotify and Apple Podcast networks.